I'm going to tell you why people that want to buy the PS5 should keep track of the times when the Xbox Series X and S start going on sale, because around those times you should also expect the PS5 to go back up on sale. Okay, to start out with, if you want to buy a PS5, not an Xbox, you want to keep track of these times, and I'm going to read it out to you based on the Xbox press release, because there's a lot of pressure for PlayStation to make inventory available before this and during this sale so they can snag customers, or right after this sale. So on the 22nd, you want to be logged in to all the retailers for the PS5, if you want to buy the PS5, or you want to be logged into all the retailers for the Xbox Series X and S. And the reason is because these things are likely going to sell out. The PS5 is already sold out in like minute-long sales at all the major retailers. Same thing's going to be true probably for the Xbox. The NVIDIA sold out in like a minute, half a minute, right? The supply of these things is going to be limited. Xbox and PlayStation are not making money off these consoles. They just want to maintain market share. They don't have a lot of supply. The supply chain is disrupted, and a lot of people are playing games, right? There's over 40 million Xbox Ones floating out there. There's over 110 million PS4s out there, and PS4, for example, is going to make between 11 and 15 million PS5s between now and March 31st, right? And they don't have all of those online, and they're not going to have all of those for pre-orders, and they're not going to have all of those ready before Christmas. So it's going to sell out. There's more than 15% of PS4 users that want to upgrade right away. And similar percentages are likely to happen with Xbox. So the USA retailers for PS5 are Best Buy, Walmart, Target, GameStop, Amazon, Sam's Club, and you can also sign up with the PlayStation, and maybe they'll invite you to buy one. They probably won't if you log in with your PlayStation ID. I also highly recommend that you follow at Wario64, WARIO64 on Twitter, and also at IGN Deals, because they will notify you probably with some or none advance notice that sales have gone live at one of those 6 retailers. Okay, I want to read you the press release with the times and retailers that you need to log into before sales go live so you can snag an Xbox Series X or S. And you also want to log into those retailers that I just mentioned to snag a PS5, because Sony said in a few days they're going to go live with some more inventory, and they're likely to do it so they rain on Microsoft's parade on September 22nd, 9 p.m. Pacific Time, USA. And by the way, when I say go to these retailers, I mean go log in online. Don't go in person. They'll just look at you crazy, except for the possible exception of GameStop. None of these retailers are taking in-person orders. Okay, this is the Xbox official blog. Consoles, pre-order Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S starting Tuesday, September 22nd. Will Tuttle, Xbox Wire Editor-in-Chief, September 17, 2020 at 3 p.m. On November 10th, a new generation of console gaming begins. Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S will deliver players the most performant, immersive, and compatible next-generation console gaming experience ever. Next week, beginning September 22nd, you will be able to pre-order both Xbox Series X, our most powerful console ever made, and Xbox Series S, our smallest console ever, delivering the next generation performance at a more affordable price. Xbox Series S and Xbox Series S will be available in 37 countries on November 10th and 41 countries by this holiday. You can secure your place in the next generation by pre-ordering Xbox Series X at $499 estimated retail price and Xbox Series S at $299 estimated retail price for a low monthly price throughout the Xbox All Access, or grab both if that's your thing. Beginning on September 22nd, you'll be able to order Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S online at the following retailers. Microsoft Store, USA, 8 a.m. Pacific time, right? So that's 11 a.m. Eastern time. Microsoft Store, Amazon, Best Buy, GameSpot, Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, Newegg, and other participating retailers. Right, so 8 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 10 a.m. Central Time, and 11 a.m. Eastern Time. That's when the Xbox Series S orders go online. So you want to be, whether you're buying a PS5 or buying an Xbox, you want to be logged into the retailers, right? So if you're buying the PS5, you want to log into Amazon, Best Buy, GameSpot, Walmart, Target, and possibly Sam's Club. But if you're buying the Xbox, you can also buy at the Microsoft Store and Newegg. So it's possible the Microsoft Store and Newegg, because they're not going to get any PS5 traffic, are going to have better websites if you're just buying the Xbox. And then Canada, 8 a.m. Pacific time, Microsoft Store, Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, EB Games, The Source, and other participating retailers. UK, 8 a.m. British Standard Time. So it seems like UK is actually going on sale before the US. Microsoft Store, Game, Amazon, Dixon's, Curry's, World, Argos, John Lewis Smith's, Very, AO, Tesco, Simply Game Shop, and other participating retailers. So if you look at this, you know, when you wake up in the morning and you're in the US and you hear that the UK has sold out all their Xboxes, right? They're going to give an allocation to the UK, right? They're going to sell all, if they sell all those out, that's a good leading indicator that the Xbox is going to sell out in the United States and the rest of the world, right? And then even actually Australia, 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Time, right? Australia is like way before the UK, right? The Australia is like a day before the US almost, right? It's like 17 hours, 16 hours, I don't know. And so Microsoft Store, they're going on sale at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. So by Friday night, you should get an idea of whether these Xboxes are going to sell out, because they got an Australian allocation, they're going to have a UK allocation. They're probably not going to sell, they're not going to put their whole allocation to Australian retailers, right? And if the Australian retailers sell out, you're going to know before you go to bed whether or not the Xbox is likely to sell out in the US, right? New Zealand, same time, 8 a.m. New Zealand time, right? So when the ball drops in New Zealand before it drops in New York, right? That, the New Year's parties are always in New Zealand. So 8 a.m. September 22nd in New Zealand is like the 21st, the evening of the 21st in the US, right? Or afternoon of the 21st. And so if you hear reports in the afternoon on Monday that New Zealand sold out, Australia sold out, that's a huge indicator that they're going to sell out fast in the US for the Xbox. Okay, so here's the UK retailers: Microsoft Store, Game, Amazon, Dixon's, Curry's, PC World, Argos, John Lewis, Smith Toys, Very, AO, Tesco, Simply Game, Shopto, and other participating retailers. Australia, Microsoft Store, JB, Hi-Fi, EB Games, Telstra, Harvey Norman, and other participating retailers. New Zealand, Microsoft Store, JB, Hi-Fi, EB Games, Spark, and other participating retailers. Across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, you can pre-order online starting at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Microsoft Store, Amazon, Media Market, Game Market, Fnac, Elk Drop Eagleton, I can't read that, and other participating retailers. Retailers and availability may differ by country, right? So you need to be keyed in to the news on the pre-orders in New Zealand, Australia. That's going to be your big leading indicator. You're going to wake up in the morning. You're going to hear about the news in the UK, how the Xbox did in the UK. And that's going to tell you if you need to be on the ball to buy the Xbox or not. And that's also going to make, the more in demand the Xbox is, probably the more in demand the PS5 is going to be, right? Probably more likely they're going to put a little PS5 action on the market the hotter the Xbox is. For in-store pre-order availability, please check with your preferred retailer. Pre-order is available via the Xbox All Access program. Xbox All Access is your all-inclusive pass to the Xbox where you can get next-gen Xbox console plus 24 months of Xbox Ultimate with 100 high-quality games as soon as EA Play membership from $24.99 a month for 24 months with no upfront costs. As a standalone console purchasing, you'll be able to pre-order Xbox All Access on September 22nd, aligned with regional start times with following retailers. Yeah, I recommend to people do not buy the Xbox All Access unless you really love all the games on the Xbox All Access and are going to use them. I think it's a bad financing option, and it's but some people like to play just a lot of different games, and they'll like the games that are offered on Xbox All Access, and so for those people, then maybe it's a good value. But I think for most people, bad value, bad financing. But I know a lot of other channels, they have a different takes on this. My take is that if you only play a few games a year, then Xbox All Access is not for you. If you want to play the newest games in the year, Xbox All Access is not for you. But if you want to play somewhat older games and a lot of different ones, then maybe Xbox All Access. If you like EA games, maybe Xbox All Access is something that you want to do. I hate monthly bills, so I like to pay up front. Okay, so United States, 8 a.m. Pacific time, Best Buy, GameStop, Microsoft Store, and Walmart. So if you want to get that Xbox All Access, $25 a month for the S, right? And I think it's for 24 months, right? Instead of paying $300 for the Xbox, you end up paying 25 times 24, $600. So you pay twice as much for the Xbox if you buy it with Xbox All Access, right? So you're going to own the Xbox at the end of those 24 months, but you're also subscribed to a monthly service. Okay, so in Australia, only Telstra will sell you this. Only in New Zealand, only Spark will sell you this. In the UK, Game and Smith Toys will only sell you this. In Denmark, Elgiganten will only sell you this. In Finland, Giganti will only sell you this. Norway, Elkjøp, and Sweden, Giganten. Okay. And then pre-orders with Xbox All Access will not be available in Canada, France, Poland, South Korea on September 22nd, but the program will be available in these countries before the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S launch this holiday. We have more details soon. I mean, my guess is that they're going to have more of these consoles for the Xbox All Access stuff because they really want you to sign up for that. So they're going to have a lot. So to buy a straight console, none of this financing junk, none of this junk where you pay twice as much for the console over 2 years versus $300 up front. My guess, those are the consoles that are going to sell out, the straight up no financing ones, and then they're going to have a bigger supply for these ones that they really want you to sign up for the service. Also, as a reminder, for existing Xbox All Access members, you have even more flexibility when it comes to your upgrade path to the next generation. This means that you will now be able to purchase the Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S with Xbox All Access at any time including during the pre-order window, while still completing your minimum payment requirements for an upgrade. Learn more about Xbox All Access upgrade. We hope you're as excited as we usher in the next generation of console gaming with Xbox Series X and Series S. We'll bring you more details on both consoles, details on games, much more as we closer to launch. I don't know why I'm pretty sure the Xbox All Access for the X is $35. That they did that in a different press release, so I don't know why they didn't put that there. So 35 times 24 is $840, right? So that's not double what the X cost, but it is, divided by 500. That's 170% of what the Xbox cost. So big markup, but I'm not sure why they didn't put that in there. I don't think that they're giving the same price for the X and S with the Xbox All Access deal. Okay, subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the tips and tricks to crush the games you love. Okay, bye-bye. In this video, I'm going to show you the third scale models of the Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X. And I'll put a link in the description on how you can print out your own and make it. Thanks to my daughter who made these. I'm Linus Wilson. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel where you'll get the tips and tricks to crush the video games you love. Okay, so this is the Ps4 Slim in the background, right? If you look at the Ps4 Slim, the S is going to be a little bit taller. The S and X are actually about the same size. The X is going to be a few inches taller than the Ps4 Slim put on its side. And so these are third scale. So their surface area is going to be 9 times bigger. Their volume is going to be 27 times bigger, right? The PS or the Xbox Series S is going to be a little bit thicker, like a ½ inch thicker or so than the Ps4 Slim. And the Xbox Series X is going to be much thicker, like 4 inches thicker. Right? In terms of how long the front surface is going to be of the Xbox Series S, we got 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be about this tall, this wide, versus the Ps4 Slim. So that means that, it's going to take up less space in a Ps4 Slim for this. And the X is going to be a big box, big tower, right? 1, 2, 3, thinner, but taller and fatter. All right, I'm going to give you the lowdown on how to order the Xbox Series X. So stay tuned.